to your mats today. My name is Jillian and I will be your yoga instructor for this yoga sequence. So hop into some comfortable clothing, grab your mat, a bottle of water, and let's get ready to flow. Alright, so we're going to begin today settling into our body in a nice, easy, seated, comfortable position. With our legs crossed, naturally we're going to want to sit in one direction with one leg in front of the other. But today we're just going to flip-flop them around. Might feel a little weird, a little quirky, but we're just creating balance over time. So from here, we can create some alignment by stacking your head over our heart and our heart over our pelvis. So, nice, long, straight spine. We can take the palms to gently rest on the tops of the thighs or the knees, whatever feels good. Palms can face down or face up, open to receive new energy. Just finding what fits you in your practice today. We'll float the eyes closed, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. Open through the chest, connect with your breath. Settle in here for a moment. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale through the nostrils, send the breath all the way to the pelvic floor. Exhale, gush it out through the mouth. Release tension. Soften through the thighs. Sink into the posture. Take one more deep breath. Fill the lungs with air. Hold for just a moment. And exhale out through the mouth. We're going to start to move through the body, wiggling the fingertips. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, lengthen through the side bodies. Exhale, hands in prayer at heart center. Beautiful. We can reach the arms up one more time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, hands in prayer, heart center. Beautiful. So from here, we'll start to move through the body. We'll take it onto our hands and our knees in a tabletop position. So coming onto all fours, just moving through some alignment really quickly. We're going to stack our wrists directly underneath our shoulders and our knees directly underneath our hips. So our spine is nice and flat, nice and long. And we're just going to move through some cat and cows. So if you know what that looks like, go right ahead. Otherwise, I will walk you through it. So moving with the breath, we inhale, drop the belly, drop the chest, gaze comes up. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Breathing out. Inhale, drop the belly, drop the chest, gaze up, maybe a soft smile. And exhale, rounding through that spine. Pushing the mat away. Beautiful. We'll take about 2 to 3 more at our own pace, just moving with our breath. Warming up the intrinsic spinal muscles, those deep spinal muscles, and also massaging the internal organs, kind of detoxing. All meet in our neutral spine, tabletop position, nice flat back here. And then I'm just going to tuck the toes and send those hips back on towards the heels. And then I'll walk the palms forward. I can release the forehead to the mat and take a moment here. Maybe I rock side to side, open through the shoulders. I'm going to spread wide through the fingertips. Maybe even grip through the pads of the fingertips, preparing for our first down dog. Send the hips towards the sky, take the knees off of the mat, and ground the heels down. So first down dog of the practice, any variations of movement or stillness are welcome. Maybe we pedal through the legs, or maybe rock the hips side to side, lengthening through the side bodies. Just finding what feels good for you today. Starting to awaken the body, release tension in the neck, open the shoulders, open the backs of the legs. Connect with your breath. Inhale, gaze between the palms, and nice and easy, we're going to slowly walk it up to the front of our mat and meet in a forward fold. With our feet hips width, about 2 fists in between, we're just going to relax here in a forward fold for a moment, lengthen through the low back body. And whenever you're ready, we can just bend through those knees slightly, let the arms dangle, and slowly push through our heels and roll all the way up to stand, stacking 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice and easy. The shoulders, the crown of the head are the last to come up. You can roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Taking a deep breath in. Before finding any alignment, we'll take a moment here to just reflect, see how our body feels up until this very moment. Notice our heart rate. Notice if our mind is still buzzing or maybe it is slowed down. Take a moment to connect back with the breath. We'll come into mountain pose quickly with some alignment. Just taking those big toes to touch, slight space between the heels. We can engage the core, tuck that tailbone down. So we're working with a pelvic tilt here. I'm going to open through the chest. Arms can come towards the sides, palms facing forward. Tuck the chin slightly, float the eyes closed. Take a deep breath in, inhale. And exhale. Gush it out through the mouth. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up here towards the sky, lengthen through the side bodies. And exhale, come to a forward fold. Bend through those hips. Taking a breath here. We can inhale, lift the spine halfway, coming onto the fingertips, the shins, or the tops of the thighs. We'll have a nice flat back. Weight is on our toes, gaze is forward. And exhale, fold forward. Forehead can come towards the shins. We'll fold deeply into the back of the legs. Here we can plant the palms. We're just going to step both feet back into our plank pose. So we're going to hug the inner thighs in towards one another. Engage the core, engage the obliques, and push the mat away by broadening through the shoulder blades. Nice, strong plank pose here. We can shift the weight forward and slowly keeping the elbows in. We're going to slowly lower our body all the way down towards the mat on our exhale. We're going to plant the tops of the feet, root those hips down. The palms can come nice and light, elbows will remain in as we peel the chest up for our cobra pose. Engage the glutes, breathe in here, and exhale. Release the chest. Coming onto one cheek. Take a breath here. And from here we can tuck those toes. We'll push all the way back up to a plank position and then use the hips to guide us into our downward facing dog. So those hips are up in the sky. The heels are rooting down towards the mat, working to get there. Shoulders rotate away from the ears by taking those elbow creases and shining them towards the front of the mat. Beautiful. We can let the head dangle. Maybe nod yes and no. Release tension there. Connect with your breath. And whenever you are ready, we can inhale, lift that right leg all the way up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Keep those shoulders square. Nice and strong arms here. We can bend at the knee, and then engaging that core, we're gonna take the knee to nose, and then eventually shifting the weight forward, plant that right foot between the palms. Beautiful. We are going to prepare for Warrior One. So the front knee is stacked over the front ankle. The back foot is on the toes. We can strengthen those inner thighs in towards one another and engage the glutes here, nice and strong. We can come up on the fingertips and relax here, or we can take it even further into our full Warrior One, taking the arms forward and up towards the sky. Nice and strong foundation here, engaging the glutes, engaging the thighs, and strengthening those inner thighs in towards the midline of the mat. So arms are up towards the sky, shoulders away from the ears. Slightly engage the core by tucking the tailbone. Take a deep breath here. Beautiful. And whenever you're ready, we're going to pivot on that back foot so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat and open up for Warrior Two. So, coming into some alignment, that front knee is always going to try and stack over the front ankle by sinking deep into the front leg. And also it's tracking forward and outward to protect this knee joint and open up through the hip. So here we're really engaging the hamstring, engaging the quads, nice and strong. Engaging the core by tucking the tailbone. Arms can come out wide. If they do get a little tired, we can always interlace between or in front of the low belly. Nice and strong. The outer edge of that back foot is going to be really rooted down to protect the back knee. Sink a little deeper into that front leg. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Release tension in the shoulders. Engaging the glutes here. We'll take one more deep breath. Beautiful. We can come out by windmilling those arms down to frame the foot. And then taking the weight off of that back foot, I'm just going to pivot onto the toes into a low runner's lunge. We can shift the weight back and forth. And then eventually we'll step that right foot to meet the left in our plank pose. Nice and strong here. Engaging the core. And whenever you're ready, we'll have those hips guide us back to our downward facing dog. Connecting with our breath. Committing to stillness after we find our alignment. We'll start to melt the chest towards the mat, connecting with our breath. Release tension in the face, the jaw. Roll the shoulders away. Really ground those heels down and backwards. Whenever you're ready, we can inhale, lift that left leg towards the sky, nice and long. And then bending at that knee, engage your core nice and strong here. And then shifting the weight forward, we'll get that left foot planted between the palms. And then we'll prepare for our Warrior One. So both of my feet are on two different planes here. I am not walking on a tightrope. And then from here, I'm just going to plant the front knee over the front ankle. Strengthen the inner thighs in towards the midline of the mat. And engage the glutes nice and strong here. I'm just going to swing the arms forward and up towards the sky. Beautiful. Nice and strong Virabhadrasana 1. So I'm really opening through this right hip flexor here and engaging the left glute. Also the hamstring and the quad, gluteus medius, all that good stuff. So arms are up in the sky, shoulders away from the ears. If you're having trouble rolling the shoulders away, we can do that just by taking the pinkies and moving them towards the back of the mat. So here, nice and strong, connecting with our breath, engaging the core by tucking the tailbone slightly. And whenever you're ready, we'll open up to our warrior two. Exhale, pivot on that back foot, parallel to the short edge. Arms can come to a T, parallel with the earth. We're going to sink deep into that front leg. Try and stack the front knee over the front ankle. Engage the core, tucking the tailbone. Shoulders roll away from the ears, lengthen through the crown of the head. Sometimes in Warrior Two, we have a tendency to reach forward, or maybe even a little backwards. But today we're going to keep it nice and neutral with a stacked spine, staying in the present moment. Beautiful. Engaging the glute, take one more deep breath in. And exhale, windmill those arms down, breathing out, releasing tension, planting the palms, taking the weight off of those back toes and pivoting onto the toes to a low runner's lunge. Beautiful. We can rock back and forth, creating some momentum. And we'll use that to step the right foot up to meet the left at the top of our mat in one nice graceful breath. We'll all meet in the forward fold. We can open through the back body and release some tension. Beautiful. Maybe not the head yes and no. Coming into stillness or finding some movement, whatever serves you and your body today. If we do need some movement, we can always bend in those knees, send the breath to the low back, or maybe even rock side to side, dangling the arms, or clasping opposite elbows. Wherever you are today, we will relax through the face, relax through the jaw, and let go of any tension we may be harboring in our bodies. Beautiful work, everyone. From here, we can plant through those feet nice and strong. We'll come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms towards the sky. Inhale. Maybe a slight back bend off the top if it feels good. And exhale, arms towards the sides. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, send it back down to a forward fold. Inhale, lift the spine halfway. And exhale, plant the palms and step both feet back into a plank pose. Awesome. Nice and strong. Spread those fingertips wide. Engage the core. And then from here, we will send those hips up and back. Coming into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Open through the shoulders. Release tension in the neck. And whenever you're ready, we can inhale, lifting that right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. We can bend at the knee, and then we're going to plant the foot just about halfway through the mat. So about like the center of your mat, instead of between the palms. From here, we can shift the weight onto that right foot, walk the fingertips a little forward, and take that left leg parallel with the earth, sending it up and back. Flexing at the foot, we engage the core. Bend the knee slightly in the right leg. Turning on each glute, nice and strong. Release tension in your face. Maybe try and shift the weight into the leg off of the fingertips and start to play what that feels like. Beautiful, keeping that left foot flexed, nice and strong, just engaging the glutes. Maybe we start to pulse the leg just a little bit in that left foot, that left leg, up and down. Relax through the chest. And whenever you're ready, exhale, lower that left foot to meet the right. We can shake out the legs, bending the knees,
Maybe just release tension coming up on the toes. Just sort of come into a forward fold. Take a moment here. And then prepare for the opposite side. So we will take that left foot, plant through all four corners. Coming up on those fingertips, we'll just send the right foot towards the back of the mat, parallel with the earth. And try and come into a nice straight line with a flat back. We'll bend in that left knee slightly to engage the core, the hamstrings, and the quads. Create space between the shoulders and the ears. Flex that right foot. 110 full body experience here. Connect with your breath. Maybe we find some pulsing in that right leg to engage the back body even more. Nice and strong here. One more deep breath. And exhale, we can take that right foot to meet the left. Release any tension in the legs. We can bend through the knees, shake the hips, find what feels good. Maybe come up on the toes, do a little dance. And send your breath to the low back, to the hamstrings, the quads, wherever you feel that your body needs it. Take a moment here. And when you're ready, we'll roll it nice and slow all the way up to stand, letting the arms dangle and stacking one vertebrae at a time. The shoulders, the crown of the head are the last to come up. We can roll them up, back, and down by opening in that chest. Beautiful. Okay, and from here, we're just going to take it into our tree pose. So nice and strong, I'm just going to face the camera. So we're going to start on the right side. I'm going to plant through all four corners in that right foot. From here, I'm just going to shift the weight into that right foot and bend through the knee on that left side, coming up on the toes. I can shift the knee towards the side of my mat. So I'm already opening in that hip joint right here. And then from there, I can take the foot onto the side of the shin, and maybe my hands come into a prayer at heart center. If I'm feeling a little wobbly already, I can just keep my gaze on one speck, maybe a blade of grass, a speck on the wall, the floor, just to help keep my balance. We call that a drishti in yoga. So if I'm good here and I want to take it further, I can skip the knee joint and take that foot all the way up to the inside of the inner thigh. So from here, I'm going to want to create sort of a sensation by taking the inner thigh and pushing it in towards the foot, taking the foot and pushing it in towards the thigh. So we're taking that sensation, pushing together and upward. Engage the core, keeping that gaze. Release any tension in the shoulders, the face. Whenever you're ready, we can start to release the pose by taking that foot and slowly descending it down the leg. Please help it if you need to. Same way we came in, and then eventually we'll come onto those left toes and close at the hip joint. Beautiful. We can release the arms and shake out through the feet. Maybe do a couple ankle circles. And we'll do the same thing on the opposite side, but before we get there, I just want to do one more thing. We're going to plant through that right foot one more time and take the left knee to the chest. Beautiful. We're going to keep a drishti, just like before, rooting down through all four corners of the foot. We're going to start to engage the glutes by bending the knee slightly in that right leg. Lengthen through the low back by tucking the tailbone and really bringing the knee towards your chest. We can keep that left foot flexed and hug it in towards the chest with your arms. Nice and strong here. We'll start to engage the glute on the right side and bend even deeper through that knee, sending the weight back in towards the hips. Exhale, push through the heel, come all the way back up to stand. Maybe we'll do that one more time. Nice strong right leg here, sending the energy back and down. And then exhale, push through the heel. Come all the way back up. Awesome, we can release. Nice and strong legs here. We're going to shake out that right foot. Maybe give a couple circles in the ankle. Whew, tough stuff. All right, so we will move on to the opposite side. So for our tree pose, I'm going to root through all four corners of that left foot. Then I'm going to come up on the right toes, bending through the knee, and then sending that knee out wide, opening through the hip joint. I'm going to engage the glute already by squaring the hips on top of my legs rather than falling into one side. Then maybe my hands come into a prayer at heart center and I take that foot up towards the inner shin. If I'm good here and I want to take it further, you can always help it up to that inner thigh, skipping the knee joint. Nice and strong here. We'll create a sensation, inner thigh and foot pushing together and upward. Engage the core, connect with your breath, maybe give a soft smile. Taking one more deep breath in, nice strong legs, connecting with your balance. And whenever you're ready, we'll descend down the leg with that foot, maybe helping it to get there. And then releasing the arms and closing that hip joint. We can shake out that left leg. Whew. Nice and strong left leg here. We'll do the same thing that we did on the opposite side. So planting through the left foot one more time. We're just going to take that right knee towards the chest and hug it in. Flexing through that right foot. We're going to stack the hips over our knee over our ankle. And nice and strong here, bending through that left knee. We're just going to send the energy down and back. Nice strong glutes, quads, and hamstrings here. And exhale. Push through that heel, feeling that shake in your body, that prana, the energy letting you know that you are alive and well. We'll do it one more time, hugging that knee inward. And we'll start to bend through the knee, sending the energy down and back. Push through the heel to come back up, exhale. And then we can release. Release the arms, release the legs, shake it all out. Beautiful. Whenever you're ready, we'll come to meet at the front of our mat in a mountain pose. We can take the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, we're going to take the arms parallel with the earth, out forward. Take the feet about hips width here, so about 2 fists in between. And we're going to come into Utkatasana, chair pose. So I'm going to send those hips back by bending through the knees, almost as if to sit in the chair. Release tension in the shoulders, create space. Just take a peek, make sure you can see your toes, maybe wiggle them, lift them, see how that changes things. Automatically the body is going to want to splay out through the belly button and the low back. We're going to try and do the exact opposite of that by taking the belly button inward, tucking the tailbone, and creating space in the low back. Nice and long spine. Arms can stay out forward or on the hips. One more deep breath here, sink even deeper, engage the glutes nice and strong. They tend to get lazy. Beautiful. Sink all the way down, take those hips all the way down towards the mat to a seated position. Beautiful. So we're just gonna come into a seated Dandasana pose, a staff pose with our legs out long. Feet flexed. We can take the palms to the sides. Nice long straight spine, push through the mat to lengthen. Take a moment here. Beautiful. We're going to inhale, lengthen the arms up towards the sky, and exhale, come into a seated forward fold, hinging at the hips. Send the energy forward. Fingertips can come towards the toes. Forehead can come towards the shins, lengthen in the low back. Keep a slight bend in the knees. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale to sink deeper into the fold. Inhale, we're going to come out the same way we came in. Reach those arms up. And exhale, arms back at the sides. Beautiful. From here, we can just scooch those hips forward to come onto our backs. We're going to keep the soles of the feet planted, rooted on the mat, about hips width, so about 2 fists in between. Knees are pointed up towards the sky, and we're just going to take the heels to about where our fingertips can just touch them. So from here, we're going to come into our bridge pose. Nice and strong glutes here. We're going to push through the heels, push through the feet, and send the hips towards the sky. We're going to work or shimmy our shoulders together and interlace the fingers behind our low back. Try and keep those thighs parallel with each other to keep the low back nice and safe. Engage the glutes, send those hips a little higher, keep the chin towards the chest. Eyes are open and activated. Connect with your breath. Engage the core slightly. Beautiful. We're going to exhale, release the grip in your fingers. Maybe even grab the mat as we slowly lower the hips down, one vertebrae at a time. And we'll come back onto our backs and rest for a moment. Rest in the glutes. Take a deep breath here. Release all tension. We're going to come into bridge pose one more time. So finding some alignment, just being able to touch those heels. We're going to ground through the feet, nice and strong. Push through those heels, send the hips up towards the sky, engage the back of the legs and the glutes. Interlace those fingers and shimmy the shoulder blades together. So we're opening through the chest, pushing the hips up towards the sky, the hamstrings, the quads, and the glutes are all working, nice and strong. Connecting with your breath, engage the core slightly, and try to keep those thighs parallel with one another, protecting the low back. Whenever you're ready, we'll release the pose, release the grip, slowly lowering the hips. Take a breath with a neutral spine. Relax through the back body, through the back of the legs. We're going to walk the feet so that they're touching each other. The knees are still bent. We're just going to let those knees fall out wide. So the soles of the feet are touching each other, knees are out wide, legs are in a diamond shape. Coming into our Supta Baddha Konasana, our supine bound angle pose. We can have our arms at the sides with our palms facing up, open to receive. Or if we need some grounding energy, we can take one palm to the low belly, one palm to the chest. So wherever you are, we're just connecting with our breath, starting to slow down the practice, slow down the heart rate, and slow down the mind. We'll let gravity do its work by letting our arms and our legs just remain heavy, melting towards the mat, towards the earth. Release tension in the face. Soften through the legs, the abdominals. Beautiful. From here we can prepare for our final pose, our Savasana pose, by taking the legs out long. Extending through the legs, the toes can fall out wide towards the sides. The arms can come towards the sides with the palms facing up if they're not already there. Palms facing up signals to our central nervous system that we are safe. So calming the body, we're going to start to melt into our mat. Release tension from our head to our toes. Relax through every fiber, through every muscle. Release tension in the face, the jaw, the cheekbones, the eyebrows. And release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Start to commit to stillness and silence as you return to a normal breath. Declutter the brain and prepare for Shavasana. Feel free to pause the video and continue on with your Shavasana. Here is where I'll wake you up. We're going to start to wiggle through our fingertips and our toes, making small movements. Create circles in the ankles and the wrists. Inhale, reach up overhead, full body stretch. Reach the toes in the opposite direction. Exhale, release everything. We can roll onto one side in a fetal position, cradling the head with one of our arms. Keeping our eyes closed, maintaining a meditative state. We'll push up to a seated position. Nice and softly. Coming back into a seated position, nice and comfy. We'll inhale, reach the arms overhead. Palms can come to touch. Exhale, bring those palms to your heart center. We can take those thumbs and gently tap in between our eyebrows at our third eye, awakening this point of the body. May there always be wisdom within your thoughts. Take your thumbs down to your lips to gently tap onto your lips. May there always be kindness within your words. And take your thumbs down to your heart center, gently tap onto your heart. May there always be love within your heart. We can come to stillness. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. We bow to the practice. Namaste. Take your time waking back up into your body. I hope you all feel as refreshed and as energized as I do. And I hope you all enjoyed this yoga practice. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you in one of my classes soon. Namaste.